Right, so you would have seen the title or the thumbnail or something like that, whether we are tillaging or we are seeding. But we are tillaging right now and seeding later. Yeah, the soil's pretty much compact as it hasn't had anything go through the soil for at least 7 years. So we've got our tillage here going. We've got our tillage. Well, it's not really tillage, guys, but it's our ripping of the bar with no seed on it. If I was seeding, mind you, I'll get you out of the sun. Mind you, when I'm ripping this, I'm going the same depth I would be going. I'm pretty much full depth. Mind you, if I was seeding and these were my beds, mind you, that's actually not a bad one. That's a bad example. If this was my bed, this is your bed, guys. For starters, you shouldn't even have to open it up. We'll go over to some seeded stuff here. It's barely even going in. Like this, it all kicked up. Nothing's in there. It all go on the ground. There's the few odd one. There's like three times that'll actually go on the ground. And it's simply just not doing a good enough job. Now you might be thinking, Ollie, why don't you just disc it up? Why don't you just multi-disc it up? Well, you can't just do one pass with a multi-disc, or else you've got an uneven paddock. You'd have to do at least 2 passes. At least 2 passes with your multi-disc or your offsets, then at least 1 pass with your harrows or cultivator. We don't have that time. With this, the ripping of the bar on the angle and then sewing it in the straight line that we want has proven to do a good enough job on many different occasions, as well as the direct drilling. It has proven to do good crops in many different occasions. So that's the number one main reason. Well, yes, this would have been sprayed out ages ago. We were kind of waiting on things, and the main factor we didn't spray it out early was it simply just wasn't, it was simply too windy. This is the wind. Let's go 5 days. Oh. The lowest it's getting for the whole next 5 days is 9 kilometers per hour, which that's actually really low. That's pretty good, but that's literally the middle of the night. Most of the time in the middle of the day, 26, 21, 18 degrees on 18 kilometers on Tuesday, the 23rd. We might be able to get some spraying in there, but besides that, it's trash. Summer is a prick of a time to be trying to spray, but it's also the number one time everyone's trying to spray. But that's farming. Everything else is pretty similar. Fan's the same. We're not using the fan right now. Okay, we're coming up to the last strip here. That is quite a large rock. I've just done all, last strip here. Not too worried about little misses, they're fine. But yeah, I've just been listening to some beats as we rip this, and we're gonna get end of this run. We'll get out seed check. Assuming should be all right, should be all good that, and we'll get going again, and we'll get some results on whether this will work. I'll probably most likely will make an update video on in like November when this is all had enough time to grow, and you'll be able to see the difference between the ripped stuff and the not ripped stuff and see what's more of an established crop. Rightio, we lift out now. So we're up to setting depth now, and it's not looking actually that pretty here. Jesus Christ. It's made more of a mess. We're probably a bit deep. Which doesn't surprise me because I haven't touched it since. So before we'll like going almost full depth and only just getting in, but now we've softened it up a bit. It's going a bit too deep. The tines didn't look like they're going in too bad though. There's one seed. That's slotted. This seed booth here wasn't even in the ground. That's slotted. I'll put him in there. See if we can find any more along here. Okay, we're gonna go change the depth. How to change the depth. So we got this bar here, this RHS, this stopper, these two pins that stop the lifting hydraulics, so we're going to loosen this one off. Put him back here. This is, oh, did we get that? Did we get that on camera? We're like up here, we're going to put it back to about here. Tighten him down, and we'll go from there. It's a fiddly process, but it's a process you must do. Right, I've been checking seed for a while now, and I'm pretty sure I've gotten it right. Did I say checking seed? I've been checking seed depth. There's a good one. Well, really, let's just go to anyone that doesn't have thistles in it. Okay, so if we lift this one up, got one seed there. Another one there, under a bit. Another one there, just under some ground. Must have kicked up a bit there. Let's go have a look at this one. Okay, you can see one seed there. You can see another one under there. Another one just under some dirt there. Got another two. We got one. Wait, let me get this camera fixed up. Yeah, we've got one there. And there's one there. I'll go along a bit more. Because, oh yes, that's only 2 of the tines. We want a few more that are right. But it's looking like it's good there. Oh, we got a slit. See, this is an example here. This is a little spot I missed. I was just straightening her up here when I was ripping it. And here is a perfect example of a slit. Although I reckon the seed did go in this one though. There's a seed. Right there. Yep. There's another one there. I reckon I'm going to keep it there. So that's that problem resolved until we wait a while for it to grow a bit, and we'll see how established it can get.